Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila Beela coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 9, Episode 13, I believe. It's called Search Party. All right, please, if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do like, the more I do go through the algorithm. The more people start to view my commentary on the road to 8,000 subscribers, 100 likes every single episode. Let's go ahead and get into this episode of Sisters. Um, we are back from just like a brief break. It wasn't too long. Yeah, so Karen is still missing. It does pick up where it left off at. They got the phone call. Denny and Sabrina received a phone call from Aaron. Have you seen Karen? No, they haven't seen her. What's going on? She left a letter, a note, a letter. What did it say? She's going to end this chapter in her life and all this. What does this mean? She's going to end the chapter in her life. Okay, well, we're gonna head over there. We're gonna just call whoever we can call to see if we can, find out where she is. Have you talked to Zach? Yeah, we talked to Zach. He hasn't heard from her. Have you talked to Karen? Not Karen, but Andy has been answering her phone. Okay, we're the police. Well, not just yet, but they're just going to take the time out just to figure out what's going on, where she is, and all of that. So they get off the phone with Aaron, and Sabrina is automatically thinking the worst. Like, I don't want to think it. I don't want to think it. No, we're not going to think like that. But the letter said in this chapter, no, we're not going to think like that. And she has a faith with her. I can't believe this is. No, we're not. So we have to head over there. We have to head over there to see, what we can do to help. All right. But then Danny brings up the fact that I'm not going to forget that you run around here sleeping with my broke, nasty cousin that just got out of the jail. She was like, girl, this is not about me. This is about Karen. I said, okay, you better change the subject quick. All right, so back at Andy, Gary, he's back, right? So Andy is running around that table. She was like, don't you come near me. Don't you come near me. You stay over there. Over there. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. No. You what? Leave my house? How did you get up here? Shoot, just your concierge man let me in. I thought you was my food. No, I'm not your food. I'm Gary. What do you want, Gary? I just hear me out. Give me 5 minutes. Hear me out. She said, well, you can talk. That don't mean I'm gonna listen. Well, as long as I'm talking, you just may listen. But anyway, so he gets to talking about how sorry he is, and he hate that he ever put her through all that stuff, and the last time they were together it was bad, and all of this. And she was like, well, it's your fault. If you would have just left me alone, those incidents wouldn't have happened. And he ended up saying like it wasn't all bad between us, and they do this whole montage about them, I guess, the happy times. But I'm just like, the happy times? The man was married the whole time, and he had kids the whole time, and he neglected his wife the whole time, and he did all these crazy things to Andy. The most things that they did that was happy was mess around and lay up. They laid up and messed around all day. I guess that was the happy times. And he bought her a lot of stuff, but anytime he bought her something, it's because he was making up for something that he did wrong. And Andy was like, I'm not about to sit over here and reminisce about all the good times. The good times. No, we gonna them bad times. It was a little good, and then you had to do the good to make up for the bad, Gary. Now, we're not gonna sit up here and paint Gary like he was just this good guy. Gary was not good from the beginning because he was married, lied about it. You know what I'm saying? He had disabled children, and he was neglecting to be up under Andy. He dang near kidnapped her and bruised the ribs. And come on, Gary, you would never. I've never seen it where Gary was just a truly genuine good guy. Even what he said back in high school with Kim Potter, whatever her name was, you was still bad. I don't know. Y'all not gonna rewrite history about Gary. Gary was not good. But anyway, they sit up there and they talk. And, he just says he's sorry. He was a narcissist and all of that. And Andy's just listening to him like, yeah, you were. That's pretty much what that was. All right. So now y'all gonna get mad at me. And it's okay. It's okay if y'all get upset because y'all love y'all girl Fatima. I love Fatima too. That's my girl too. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And Fatima, baby, you wrong. You are wrong. Y'all finna eat me in these comments. And it's okay. Go tell me how you feel, because I love the engagement. But at the end of the day, Fatima, this was wrong. There is no way this man is coming up to your house threatening. Literally, he got a little bodyguard man back there with a thing on his hip. And he's showing it, threatening to my husband. And then the thing about it is, she slick reprimanded Zach in front of this dude that's wrong, that shouldn't even been in her house in the first place. Shouldn't even been in the house in the first place. He coming over there to say, I come over here to check on Fatima. So disrespectful. Your little man's over here tripping, acting like he got it. So disrespectful. Then Fatima gonna sit up there and reprimand Zach. I can't believe you took a meeting with him anyway when you knew you was on some give back. So disrespectful. There is no way I'm about to reprimand my husband in front of a dude that think he has a chance with me. Disrespectful. Fatima gonna say, well, this is my client. I need to handle this professionally. Zach, can you go in the house? So disrespectful. First of all, this man will no longer be my client when you come into my house, bringing me gifts up at my house, threatening with a pow on your hip like move some, Zach. Come on now, because if this was, come on, y'all, flip it. If any woman came to Fatima that Zach was messing with and showing the thing, like they finna move some, and then get in the house, this, Fatima will flip. Fatima will go in the house, get her thing, come out busting everybody. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, let's get back to it. He talking about the purse and all that stuff. Zach said, all right, so Zach go in there and get the purse. But the thing is, when Zach went in there and got the purse, he gonna sit up here and say, you know, I low-key like you. Really? So disrespectful. Fatima say, well, you need the high-key not. No, baby, this is beyond the border. This is beyond the crossing. This is beyond it. You know what I'm saying? You at my house. How are you my client? I'm servicing you. You're at my home with a bodyguard, and your bodyguard is flexing his muscle by way of his thing on his hip, threatening, like, do something. And I'm still supposed to service you as my client? No, we are no longer client-patient. I'm sorry. No, because this is no. You didn't put your foot down hard enough, Fatima. You didn't. And that's just what it is. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? Zach comes out, throw the purse at him, and told dude, hey boy, you ain't gonna do that thing no more, because I got one in the house. If you gonna pull it out again, you better make sure you use it. It was just so disrespectful, and it was just so rude. He ended up getting the purse. They end up leaving. They still talking noise while they leaving, which was so disrespectful. And then, yeah, we'll get there. But y'all be mad. It's okay. It is okay. But this scene right here, Zach did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. And Fatima to try to reprimand him in front of somebody that said that they like you, and that somebody showing a pistol at you, oh no. And you at my house? Oh no. No. No, ma'am. Anyway, so Sabrina and Danny, they get over to Karen's house, and Pam is there. And they asking Pam questions like, you know, you saw Fatima earlier. How was you? You know, she was she was depressed and all that other stuff. So they don't really get nothing out of Pam, pretty much nothing. So they end up trying to call around to get Andy. Andy's still not answering the phone. So they just gonna have to pop up over there. All right. So Zach is asking Fatima, how did this man know where I live? How did this man know where because here goes Fatima. This not just your house, this our house. Okay, semantics. Now you want to play game because you're trying to roll reverse. And then you try to deflect talking about this man breath stank. Yes, he's been drinking all day because he been messed up about you and about losing his daughter. Right? So, yes. But you sit up and talk about, my breath don't stink that bad. And you finna answer these questions. How did this man know where I stay? And also, has he been disrespectful? Fatima know that man been disrespectful, but she don't want to she don't want to say it because she don't want to lose him as a client. Who is more important? Your home, your house, your marriage, your man, your baby. than this dude, than your work. Come on now. What he been a little, but it ain't nothing that I didn't shut down. Clearly you didn't shut it down because he came to your home. I feel to me, when somebody come into my space, my home, my sanctity, my livelihood, my family, when someone interjects that circle, oh, you can never disrupt my peace that way. I have nothing else to do with you. Cut off. Cut, child. Anyway, but this ain't my life. This is Zach and Fatima. Or whatever. So he was just like, look, you're gonna have to, did he say you're gonna have to let that go? You're gonna have to do something. He put his foot down about something and told her to get in the house. Because you my woman and you gonna get up in the house. I feel like that wasn't even hard enough. But anyway, so they go in the house. But we'll get to that later. All right. So now Mama Lisa and Aaron come home. Child, Pam done order her some wings. She said, y'all ain't got no food in y'all cabinets. I'm hungry. And yeah, I had to order me something to eat. And so when they get no word where Karen is after they've been searching, Pam says she gets up and she gotta go back and check on the shop. So now Aaron is really getting frustrated. He's really, really getting frustrated. Now he's starting to think the worst. He was like, she got my daughter out here. Man, Karen been acting crazy. Like, he just don't know. He said she ain't fed her. She ain't breastfed her. She ain't had no bonding time. She ain't been doing nothing. Now Aaron is, because at first Aaron was like, she's postpartum this. At first he was kind of on her side. But now it's like, you got my daughter out here in jeopardy and there is nowhere that I can find you. Now he's placing judgment. Like Mama Lisa said, don't be placing judgment. The girl been going through a lot. We don't know what's going on. Like, we don't know what's going on. Let's not jump to the worst. Because it's almost like Aaron been holding it in and he letting it out. He been holding in the fact that Karen ain't been breastfeeding that baby. He been holding in the fact that she ain't been bonding with that baby. He been holding in the fact that he been doing all this stuff around this house and she ain't been doing nothing but laid up talking about, I can't do this right now. I can't do this. I can't do this. He been holding in all of that. And he was good at holding it in until you done walked off with this man, baby. Now, Karen, we need you to walk on back by. Walk on by. We need you to walk on back by to the house. What you got going on? Now it's time to do a APB. We need to put out a missing person. We need to find out where you at, Karen. Because this man right here, we don't want him to take custody of that baby. Because you ain't been doing what you was doing. We giving you grace because of everything you went through. But now that you put this baby in danger, we got to figure it out. All right. So now Maurice is with his new little boyfriend, right? They not boyfriend yet, but they almost on the verge. And child, why is Maurice acting like Loretta Devine on Waiting to Exhale? Did you cook? Yeah, I cook a little bit cornbread, greens, collard greens, a little too. Greens, yam, beans, potatoes, you name it. Like, went down through the whole list. Why acting like Loretta Devine? Y'all remember that when he was when on Waiting to Exhale, when she had met. When she had the new neighbor dude, Gregory Hines came over to the house. And, he was feeling her and she was feeling him and she was nervous and stumbling over all them words and named everything that she cooked. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, I said, yeah, Maurice, take your time, like you said, because you was pre-gaming. You was pre-gaming your mind. He was like, I'm not going to be no 304. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to let this man in my bed. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And then he get over there, you stumbling and you shaking and you shivering. You know what I'm saying? And you want him to make you a woman? I mean, yeah. So they get to talking about how they done came out and if their family accept them as being gay and all of that. They talk about all of that. And then they bring up the vision board. What are your vision? What are you trying to do? What you still like working at the bank? He said he like fashion. He get a dude give him fashion magazines. He said he got some connections. So if that's your passion, that's what you want to do. What about marriage? He said he never really thought about marriage. He always thought about being a wife. Okay, well, yeah. So, yeah, but I mean, they seem like they have a seemingly good connection. So we just gonna see where this goes. All right, so now, this is the reason why Gary is mainly here, because he's apologizing. He said he wanted to apologize to Andy and her friends for putting her through all this stuff. Like I said, they do this whole montage of things. They bring up the fact that Gary's wife was unalived in front of them, and they go back through all that montage of what happened. And Gary is kind of messed up about that, because even though his wife had gave him you know, hell. But you gave her the same hell back. So it don't even matter. But even though they put each other through stuff, it's still not worth it for her to end up losing her life like that and leaving him there with them kids. And he says he's about to leave. He's about to go to Ghana with his kids. I said, Gary, go to Ghana with your kids. And you need to regroup and get yourself together. Hopefully over there in Ghana, they will allow you to have as many wives as you need. You ain't got to play the field. You ain't got to have, you can have 1 wife, 2 wife, 3 wife, 4 wife. You can do it all over there in Ghana. While they was talking, Danny comes in and Danny's like, so this what you've been doing? This why you ain't been answering your phone? So she ends up picking up one of the vases, as Andy would say, pick up the vase. And she had walked around and then Gary was like, hold on. Like, Danny, you still crazy. It was funny because Gary was almost breaking character because you can see the little smile on his face because Danny is comic relief. And so he was just like, look, I just came over here to apologize and all that stuff. And he apologizing to her and all that. So that was pretty much good. He said he about to get ready to go because he ain't trying to get hit with the vase. So he ended up leaving and that was pretty much it. All right. So they still looking for Karen, right? They on a search hunt. And they get Zach gets the phone call. Have you seen Karen? No, I ain't seen her. But this is what I was gonna say. Remember how I was saying earlier with Zach and Fatima, I was like, Zach, it ain't your fault, but at the end of the day, you still over here sleeping on this couch. Like, you over here on the couch. Like, you did something wrong, and you didn't do nothing wrong. And you still didn't get a lot of your questions answered. But somehow, you still wrong, and you got to go sleep on the couch. And everything is cool. All right, but he getting up, though. He said, well, I ain't doing nothing here. I might as well go get up and see what's going on with Karen. Because she out here missing and lost. And he take his last swig of Hennessy. And he gone on out the door. I said, boy, you finna go drive drunk? You're not going to call an Uber? Oh, okay. Anyway, so Danny and Andy, they have this exchange. Like, so what is really going on? Like, where have you been? And she says nothing is... Gary needed closure. And it seems as if she needed closure as well. And that was cool because Daddy is just like, you sitting over here lying to us and you around here sleeping with Dr. Vaughn. She said, I'm not sleeping with no Dr. Vaughn. What you do? Andy is like, I don't have to tell y'all everything that I'm doing in my life. Like, because Andy said she don't lie. And Danny said, yeah, you do lie. I can give you a list of lies that you have given us. But right now, like, we looking for Karen. Karen is missing and we can't find you because you've been over here with Ashy Gary, And then you sleeping with Dr. Vaughn. And she was like, I'm not sleeping. I was on a date meeting with him. It ain't like that. Like, and it's not. And I can see that she's trying to be discreet because she's not trying to get everybody's, her friend group's antenna raised about a lot of stuff. But she already done talked to Karen about this. So it's really slick, not their business about what she's doing with Dr. Vaughn. And she's right about that. She said, I'm grown. And also she says, well, let me call around some of my police officer friends to see if they could help find Karen. And here go Dennis. So you finna call another one of your man friends to see? That's what you just do, call your man friends? And Andy's like, don't be jealous because I got men that are friends that I can call to help. And then that's when Danny calls her a narcissist and all of that stuff. You just think just because I say, but I'm not gonna say Danny is jealous, but I am going to say that Danny wants Andy to be more open about what she's doing. And it's almost as if Andy is trying to draw boundaries between the friend group and what she's doing in her personal life. That's what I see. It's like Danny wants her to be open and Andy is trying to kind of not be, and that's causing discord in the friend group. And then also too, she talks about Karen left her phone back at the house. She left her car at the house. She just took off. We can't find her. So now I'm not getting any answers from you. I'm about to go ahead and leave. Andy said, well, I'm going with you too, Tim. Well, you ain't wrong with me riding your own car. And so they do this little thing where they on the elevator. Either one of them trying to get in the elevator first. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, so Zach finally shows up at Karen's house and Aaron is there. And Aaron like, man, what you been doing? You smell like a whole like bar. He was like, yeah, I've been going through. Yeah, you look like you've been going through it or whatever. And then they end up talking about Karen, like, what did the letter say? And he was reading a letter and all that stuff. He was like, well, this don't Zach's whole thing is, I've been knowing Karen for a long, long time. She's a tough woman. I just can't see her doing anything to her or the baby. I just can't. And so Aaron is saying like, well, we searched everywhere. We went to here, we went to there, we went to the cemetery. He was like, you went to the cemetery? Why you go? Oh, forever. And then he gets somber. And then Aaron over there just like, if anything happened to my baby, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just this good bonding moment. And I'm happy to see that they're in a place where they can... I'm happy to know that they're in a place where they can be on equal ground and be at a place of brotherhood. And I mean, is brotherhood too far? I do feel like they have like a brotherhood, you know, because some brothers fight, some brothers argue, some brothers agree, some brothers disagree, some brothers are close, some brothers are not, but it's still a brotherhood. You know, it's a place of respect between them, and I appreciate this from them. All right, so the girls are outside and they just like, I'm like, what y'all waiting on? Are they waiting for Karen to walk down the street? Like, what? Why we just outside looking? Well, Karen was on foot because she left her car. And now Danny is, for some reason, Danny is have a feeling about the way that Andy left her car around the corner. She said, I can leave my car around the corner. I said, what is going on here? Am I missing something? Danny, this girl can park wherever she please, honey. She the one got to walk in them high heels. I mean, it is what it is. So now, Andy said, I'm finna call Dr. Vaughn. Put him on speakerphone. Well, okay, I'm gonna put him on speaker. And so she calls Dr. Vaughn, asks about Karen. And then now Andy was like, well, that's your patient. I was like, I didn't even know they was that close. I didn't know they was. Anyway, so that's his patient. And he said, I can't discuss anything that I have talked to Dr. Mrs. Mott about with you. The only thing I can say is she's was depressed. She's resilient. And that's pretty much it. I mean, he didn't really give nothing at all. She's went through a traumatic experience, but she's resilient. I mean, hey, what can you get from the man? Nothing. And then my thing is this, Dr. Mott, not Dr. Mott, Dr. Vaughn, you sit up here and told Karen to take a long walk. You said she just need to go out walking. Now you done told this girl to go out walking, and walking is what she did. And I don't even know, nobody knows where she walked out to. He should have said, go out walking and let somebody know that you done walked off. That's what he should have said. But they really didn't get any answers with that. All right, so now Fatima at home, and I thought she was just trying to realize the fact that Zach wasn't there, but then she ends up getting a phone call and it's Karen. I said, Karen, out of all the people that you call, you done call Fatima to come and give you a ride back to your house? Well, at least we know that she called somebody. And Fatima confused, like, girl, what? Ain't you supposed to be at home breastfeed? You just said that you was happy slick that it wasn't even Zach baby. But hey, that's neither here nor that it was Zach baby, but that's neither here nor there. We just happy that Karen done called somebody. And it so happened to be Fatima, which I knew it would be Fatima that she would call. Why wouldn't it not be Fatima? You know. But anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Now, don't be going too hard on me down there in them comments. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.